Hello, Chris from My Stamp Lady, and today I'm here with the Botanical Blooms bundle, which includes this stamp set with this Thinlit die set. Just to note, I do add the magnet sheets to my little folder here with my Thinlits. It does not come that way, but if you do purchase these two items together, you will save 15%, and it's called the bundle price. And then I'm also using the watercolor words set with the You're the Best from that set. Okay, so I've gone ahead, lots of die cutting for today, so I've gone ahead and stamped and cut out a lot of my pieces already, just so you don't have to watch me. It's just running them through the Big Shot, stamp the You're the Best, cut it out with a circle die. These are all ready to go for me, so I'll just be grabbing them through my demonstration here. I started off with the thick white cardstock, a half a sheet cut in half with the polka dots embossed on the background for myself. And the first thing I want to do is I want to take this piece of Blackberry Bliss. See, there you go, now you can see the color better. And with my die, I'm going to use the Leaf Edgelit die. This is a unique die for me. We don't have many like this, and I really like this one. But when you place it across the top here, it's going to cut out this leaf. So I'm going to have the open spaces below and then the solid leaf ahead, and I'm just going to run this through the Big Shot. So after you run that through the Big Shot, you have something like this. Let's set this other stuff aside. You see how all of the little holes are there. I'm going to use the Fast Fuse, apply that down to my card base. I may have to trim it a little bit. It just depends on how I cut that out and the different cutting tools I used. So let's just place that down here. Yeah, I'm going to have to do a slight little trim on the right side to make that equal, or to even that up. So I'm going to go do that and I'll be back. Okay, so then the next step, I actually took my You're the Best and I figured out where I want that, because placing all these leaves down and figuring out where they works where I want them works best with placing down the You're the Best next. And I'm using that Fast Fuse, and when you use the Fast Fuse, be sure that you use the little check mark, otherwise you're going to have some trouble with kind of getting some stringies off of there. The next thing I'm going to take in is the Pool Party flower. My whole concept behind this entire card was a color combination for the Botanical Blooms flowers, and so I came up with Blackberry Bliss, Pool Party, Wild Wasabi, and Melon Mambo. Okay, I'm just giving these inner leaves a little dimension just by kind of scooting those up. I took a little bit of a sponge. Believe it or not, the sponge dauber was too thick for what I wanted to do here, so I just scrunched up a little bit of sponge and placed that in a reverse tweezer. That's the word I'm looking for, and added a little bit of Pool Party to the center of this flower to give it some depth. Okay, let's place the Blackberry Bliss and stamp a little center piece there. So now I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to kind of figure out where I want this. Ooh, I like that right there. So what I did is I used mini glue dots and just placed these down. That there. Oh, I gotta turn it a little because gotta turn that a little bit because I have to figure out the best way to place that. Oh, there's the shortest side. Okay. And I just put those mini glue dots in the center so that I can take my leaves and just add them in. I can even take and cut off a little bit of the bottom if I can't quite get it tucked in as far there. I like that better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the rest of these leaves in around my flower. Okay, I've positioned all the leaves where I want them, so my next step is to come in and use these little Melon Mambo flowers, and then this actually is just going to go right in the center of that Pool Party flower. We'll just go, and I know it, with that stamped little middle behind it, it kind of looks like there's more there than there actually is. It's just one piece. Okay, so that's going to go right in there. So to do these, I want to stamp one of these flowers because I want to show you a little tip. So I stamped it like this with the Melon Mambo. I took the little multiple flower image and just stamped that right over to give it a little bit of depth and add so it's just not a solid flower. The next step is to take this die and run it through the Big Shot, and it is designed so that when it cuts it out that you are cutting inside the edges so you don't have any white frame around it. I have found it still helps to actually tape this down as I'm running it through. So even though I have the magnetic platform, I still added a little bit of the Post-it tape just to keep that die right in place. So I can set this aside, pop this out of there, and even though it's really close, I still have found that, and even with taping, I get a few little, it's pretty good, but I get a few white edges. Let's see if you can see it now, that I don't want. So what I do is I just take a Melon Mambo ink pad and a sponge dauber and go around and catch those edges, and nobody's going to know that you missed. And it also adds just a little bit of darker color around the edges. There. So now I have completely covered white edges. And in the center, I'm going to place one of these little cut out Blackberry Bliss centers. There we go. Okay, and then this next step comes to pull back in my card base here. And let's just place these around my leaves and my main flower. Make sure that's not over the card edge. Put a little bit closer to the card edge than I would like. The tip with that is if you place something down where you don't like it, pull sideways. Don't pull up. If you pull up, you're going to rip. If you pull sideways, it will come off a lot easier. Okay, let's pull. I want to get this little petal above the leaf. Let's place that down in here. Of course, I'm going to add a little bit of dimension just by taking my finger and curling that up. Add the last flower that I've cut. Okay, and then to finish this off and just to add a little bit more, add a little more to this card. In the center of the flowers, I added rhinestones. Then just to carry it up a little further that way and a little further this way, I added a couple of candy dots. There we go. And you have You're the Best card with the color combination of Pool Party, Melon Mambo, Blackberry Bliss, and Wild Wasabi. If you have any questions about what I've done, don't hesitate to contact me, Chris@mystamplady.com. All of the supplies are available in my online store at shopwithmystamplady.com. Thanks for watching. Hello, Chris from My Stamp Lady. I'm here with a Valentine sneak peek from the upcoming Occasions catalog. This card is made with products from the Love Blossoms suite from the upcoming Occasions catalog. So I'm using the Bloomin' Heart Thinlits dies and the Bloomin' Love stamp set. To start this, I have a 10 by 5 inch piece of thick white cardstock that I've folded at 5 inches to create a 5 by 5 card. I'm going to start with stamping the sentiment